I hope I did not offend you with my vulgarity or whatever. The movie offended me with its vulgarity, okay? That cassava, I did not need that. Big cassava! Hi, welcome to this review of Biodun Stevens' Big Love. This movie is written and directed by Biodun Stevens and it has a 102-minute runtime. It's currently streaming on Prime Videos and I enjoyed this movie. We're going to talk about it. Its genre is drama romance, at least that's what it says, but there's been some argument about if this movie is a romantic comedy. I'm not part of the argument. Now, for the summary / synopsis as seen on Prime Videos. Love sparks when Adil, young, full of passion and chasing his dreams, meets Adina, a focused and independent woman making ends meet at a graduate training camp. Adil's love, grand and true, encounters Adina's fears, and that one secret that could destroy everything. Is their love big enough to cover a lie? That was a mouthful, but let's talk about it. First of all, this movie is Nigeria's answer to a Hallmark movie. You know, it's sweet, it's sappy. It was an enjoyable watch. You know, you have to be in a certain frame of mind, at least for me to. It's the kind of movie that I will probably start and be like, okay, this is not for me right now, but then come back to it and enjoy it at a different time. It avails itself of many of the conventions of the genre, of which improbability of plot is one of them. But those instances when that happened, I wasn't too mad. Let's talk about this movie. Here are the things I liked. Number one, Shaffy Bello. Shaffy Bello has these incredible star quality that she brings to every set that she's on, every production, every movie. I'm yet to see her be terrible in a role. Like, why am I even saying terrible? Like, that I'm yet to see her be anything but stellar. She's incredible. She has such a presence. She has big energy, fitting with Big Love. Whenever any room she enters, she just owns it. You know, I would hate to be in the same room with her if there was a guy that I was eyeing in the room, because Jesus, she has just this. But she's also she also comes across as someone who is like really sweet and embracing, and that's the same vibe that she brings in all the productions that she's in. It's like you feel sort of like an energy that makes everyone else on the cast better. I've met her before and I can say that this is exactly how I found her in real life as I see her in movies. Anyway, I'm raving. All the other actors were good to a large extent. They all fit and did the job, I would say, except we'll get there. Biodun, one thing that Biodun does excellently is that she knows how to hack family chemistry and family dynamics. Like in this movie, the love within the family, all the members, even the black sheep, the character that was played by Shay, Adil's cousin, you could tell that even though he was the black sheep of the family, he was loved. There's just such a natural family dynamic that she knows how to capture so well, and that was apparent in this film. She also does an excellent job of capturing small human moments. For instance, when Adil met that child, I honestly, I felt nervous at that meeting because I was like, oh my god, this is just a kid. Is he going to be hurt by? But he didn't even express any shock. He just kind of took it in stride, and I thought that moment was so beautiful. So in general, she does a really good job of just capturing the daily realities of real people. Her characters always seem very grounded in the world and in the world of the story. She also does friendships very well, just chemistry between people, you know. So yes, I also felt the friendship between the sisters, between the family members, but also between the actual friends, like Adil and her friend she calls Zamzam. Sorry, not Adil, what's her, Adina and her friend, the character played by Teniola Aladeshe. I love that actress. She's so beautiful, but she's also very talented. The production design was adequate, I would say. Sometimes it's enough that nothing sticks out as, like a sore thumb. Sometimes that's enough, so I would say it was adequate. I loved the cast in general. I think I've already said this. The conflict in this story was believable. I have a lot to say about the conflict, but as far as believability and probability, it was believable and it was probable, so I got with that. Now, please, I'd like to ask you that if you enjoy my videos and if you're enjoying this one so far, if you like my face, please subscribe, share, like, comment, just do all the things. Please interact with my channel. And before you go, at the end of this video, do check out my other, no, not before you go, when you leave this video, please check out my other videos. Thank you. Let's get to the things that did not work for me for this movie. I don't enjoy this part, but it's necessary, right? So let's go. The first thing for me was that everything in this film works except the love story. Isn't that a bummer? Because this is romance, right? Romance drama. So one half worked excellently and the other half just did not work at all for me. And I'm going to try to explain what brought me to that feeling. No, I felt the feeling, but how I unpacked why that was the case. It starts with the structure. I feel that the conflict should have been revealed early on. I don't feel that it's necessary to keep some things as a surprise. I think that's a decision you always have to make, what to reveal. And if you'd rather keep it as a surprise when it no longer matters, or to reveal it in the beginning so that the audience can go along with, and each moment would mean more. You know, there's no point coming back at the end of the movie to start saying, oh, that was why when he was saying this, her face was like that. Please, let's see it in the moment when it's unfurling, you know, and get with the story and be with the characters and feel what they're feeling, because we know what the conflict is for them. I didn't feel that. I didn't like the structure. The plot, like I said, the romance did not work. There was no that romantic journey. I didn't see it. I didn't see the journey that the characters in the love story went on. There was no falling in love here. There was no process. There was no build up. The character of Adina, that character had no agency. It was like she was just being swept along in Adil's tide. He had the big love. In the synopsis, they said the big love that they have. I was like, no, that he has. And I'm going to put a question. I'm putting that love in quotes because we'll get to that. But I never saw a moment when like her own walls came down, you know, and that is the moment that we all wait for. Usually in a love story, in a romance, there's somebody who is probably gung-ho. Sometimes it's both people who have reservations, sometimes it's one person who has a reservation, but you want to see that moment where whoever it is or whatever it is, but that turning point, I didn't see it. She just kind of, from start to finish, it was exactly the same. Like, oh, you love me, huh? Oh, okay, but I have this big secret I'm hiding. Oh, okay, you've seen the secret. Okay. I'm sorry, love story, nope. I did. So I say that to say I've already said that she didn't have agency, or at least exhibit any agency. But on the other hand, Adil exhibited too much agency, you know, but it wasn't love. It was something else. Please call it by another name, obsession, weird vibes, but everything that he did just did not communicate love to me. It just communicated something like obsession or whatever. I don't know. From the very beginning, when he started with saying that he has an on and off girlfriend, on again, off again girlfriend, that already kind of ruined the romance from jump for me, because that's not really a complication that I like for a romance drama. It's like, if it's off again, on again, how do we know that it's not somebody that's always waiting in the wings for it to come back again? Girlfriend?
Yes, actually. She was in Rwanda. She went to do some film business, but I had no idea she was coming back. Let's just say we're having issues. Seriously, me and Lola have what you call a complicated relationship.
You know what I mean? And you're trying to start something with somebody, but
and she doesn't want to let me go. It's actually so crazy. Sometimes she will now break up with me and then tell me that she was just joking.
I did not think that was necessary to the story, to be honest with you. As far as him as a romantic figure, he did not respect her boundaries. He kept barging through her boundaries. Listen, I grew up on M&B and all the Silhouette and Harley Quinn and all of that romance, and we used to shiver at the idea. The things that we saw in those books that we thought that were wildly romantic, they are wildly inappropriate. That's why we're so broken. You know, my generation, like, thank God for Gen Z and all the rest growing up now and recognizing that there are certain things that people do that are just a lack of respect and a lack of boundaries, and they just should not be. It's not romantic. So I'm sorry, it was not. A lot of the things he did, just showing up, changing, he changed he did not let her decide if she wanted to work with him in the same place. He just changed all of that because he has the money and the connections to do that. And then he came here and joined her without her say. So that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody to conform, you know, without the relationship being named and stated and all of that. So no. As far as the child, the relationship with the child was not earned. I didn't see the journey. I don't know why they just played it so that he didn't have to prove. Like, it's one thing to prove himself to the mother, which he didn't really, but it's quite a different thing and much more sensitive to prove himself to the child. And as far as I'm concerned, he didn't do that. Now, for me, the worst part of this film is Timini Egbuson. I don't buy him as a romantic lead. I just don't. It's his personality, which he can have that in real life, and that's cool, you know, but you should be able to overcome that as an actor, and I don't think that he does that adequately. I never buy him in a humble role, in a vulnerable role, in all of that. I buy him when he's a player. I buy him when he's an entitled rich kid. I buy him in, like, there's so many other facets of him that are wonderful on screen, and he does them so amazing, you know. But him as this supposed to be tender, romantic, there's something about him, you know, not him as a human being, but just his acting that never quite closes that gap for me. So it just did not work. That kiss made my stomach. It was not romantic at all, you know. So I did not like that for him. Whenever he tried to be vulnerable, he came across as creepy and weird. Those glasses that he kept on throughout the movie, I was like, what was the big idea? Like, it was a choice, but I don't understand that choice. Fine. I don't know if this is finally. I think, yes, finally. You see this shot? This movie is titled Big Love. They not say it was Big Cassava. Like, I could have lived the rest of my life and never seen this scene, and I would have been happy, and never seen that shot, that outline, that prosthetic something. Well, maybe it was real. Like, do you see the point? Do you see the problem? Like, I don't want to know. I don't know why I should be there at all. That's not what I wanted from him in this role. There are movies where that shot would have been, like, amazing for the character, but come on now. I know, you know, it's, oh, he's a man, he's relatable, whatever, he has an erection, but the actor himself is already I'm already struggling with him in this character. So showing me that, if anything, it distanced me more from the character. So in summary, I would say that I enjoyed this movie, the parts that were not romantic. I enjoyed the relationship between the sisters. I love my sisters so much. We have this kind of easy friendship and laughter and bands and playfulness and abusing each other and insulting everyone else and so on and so on. And I miss them terribly. So I really enjoyed that relationship, that rapport with all the family members, the way his cousin, his brother, was his brother, right? Yeah, his brother took him to camp and dropped him off, the way they were talking about that one's relationship. I'm not going to go into that story because I didn't have a real problem with how all of that unfolded. The fact that this boy was also his cousin's son and all of that. Have I said that Sheyi was perfect for that role? Because he was. I thought that he was absolutely perfect for that role. You see, that's the kind of role I want to see Timini in, you know. So again, I know that I've been hard on the actor, but it's for this role, not the actor in general. I've seen him be excellent in Juju Stories, My Heart, you know. So, and several other, just not this, you know. So again, I enjoyed the parts that were not romance. I enjoyed the drama. I enjoyed Kalu Ikeagu. He's a beautiful man. Somebody said the other day, I think it was Tito in some review, that said we have a zaddy problem. We do. So Kalu Ikeagu is getting there. All this papa that we're calling him is in their pocket. I think class dynamic was glossed over. That's just a small pesky point. I want to highlight that beyond the main conflicts, there was also a class inequality going on there that was not really touched upon, and why the female lead Adina felt insecure. It was beyond her status as a single mom. It was also seeing this world that he came from, and it was such a fragile thing between them, but it was just not explored. If you're dating a rich boy or you're dating a rich anything, it's a big thing standing. That alone is a conflict in itself, but I understand that that's not the story that this movie was telling. So in general, Bimbo's acting, I've seen her be better. It left a lot to be desired. I think maybe because she herself as the character did not believe the love was being spoken at her, but I didn't feel it. I struggled to believe that the character and the actor felt it from their co-lead. I don't know.
Adil, I don't know that I could handle your big love.
Big cassava! Everything felt unearned. When the payoff at the end, it just did not feel earned. Okay, so that's me. Did I enjoy this movie? Yes, but like I said, not for the romance, just for the drama. So that's my review of Big Love, aka Big Cassava. Jesus. Okay, yeah, that's, sorry, this is a bit unhinged, I'm sorry, but you know, let me just say this, I'll always watch a Biodun Steven movie. I'm going to say that, like, I don't care, let her release everything 1 million, I'll watch them, but I'll still have something to say. Okay, I'm very fond of Biodun Steven, but when it's time to sit on this stool and talk about the nitty-gritty, we'll do that. Okay, I recommend this movie if you're looking for something easy, a nice Sunday afternoon watch. Like I said, Hallmark movies, okay, and we enjoy them. They're sappy, they're sweet, they're wonderful, you know. It's just, and for this one, just not for the romance of it, but you know, for the drama. And I love the other parts. They're all legitimately fun and wonderful, you know. So I'll rate this movie a 5 out of 5. Sorry. I wish. I rate this movie a 5.5 out of 10. And that's it for Big Love. Thank you guys so much for being here with me until the end. I hope I did not offend you with my vulgarity or whatever. You know, the movie offended me with its vulgarity, okay? That's cassava. I did not need that. Thank you. Please check out my other videos. As far as this one, please like, talk to me in the comment section, subscribe, share my reviews, invite your friends, family to come watch my channel. I'm good at this. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Oh, what do I always say? Remember, you have the right to an incredible viewing experience, so never settle. Bye.